What's up, y'all? Robbie here. Just beautiful, cool Saturday morning here in the homestead, and coming out to greet the chicks. I've already kind of been out here wandering around, checking stuff out. Been doing some tree felling, some other things that I want to show you. Just a little update on the homestead, what we're up to, what the chicks are up to, and what the gardens are up to, which isn't a whole lot. It's kind of depressing, but you'll have those years, and that's part of doing the grind, and a lot of people don't always show those things, so I'm happy to not only show them, but talk about them and understand why they happened, because that's how you have the good years. What's up, ladies? What y'all up to? There's the babes. They're getting huge. I love the colors on this one. The buff on her head. I don't even know if it's a boy or a girl yet, but the buff on its head with the kind of barred rock type speckled back. Really cool looking. You're gonna be a cool chicken. Morning, girls. Thing I wanted to show everyone we're pretty excited on. You might have seen it. And as I record this, I actually don't have service. So this is gonna get uploaded much later. I currently don't have phone service. Kind of forgot to pay the bill. Oh well. Grabbler didn't get his coins. His Babylonian magic squares. So here is the flowering cherry I had showed earlier on in a video this year. One thing I didn't notice is that this is an apple and not a crab either. She has already dropped all of the miserable apples, but you can see some here. Nasty little rotted up one. They're not huge, they're not great, but they're decent enough size to where I can see that it's not a crab apple tree. And once I really clean her up, because she's growing terribly, I'm excited to see that there's something to replace this hedgerow, so this won't be completely barren. We're going to leave this flowering cherry. We're going to leave this apple. We're going to probably leave this guy. I forget what that is at the moment. Oh, goodness, my brain's not working. And then we have another another flowering cherry here that's growing, as well as an abundance. And we're going to start working with these more and more. But look at all of the wild grapes. They're tiny. They're full of seeds. I'm being honest, they kind of make you poop a lot too. It could be the seeds, but they're just everywhere. And we've mostly been feeding them to the chickens because they're great for them, as well as the elderberries. But check this out, guys. The elderberries, because come to find out, I've been watching and rewatching a lot of Edible Acres content on elderberries. People have been popping off at a range around the corner all day, all morning. But this variety of elderberry here, was rewatching some of Sean's older videos from Edible Acres. If you don't watch their content, check it out. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. The dude's content is great. He's been doing it for over a decade. Lots of content, you know, just really expanding his thoughts, his hypothesis, and his methodologies for how he operates his gardens, and I think he's brilliant. But anyways, I was rewatching some of his elderberry content, and I had figured out from watching the video on all these different elderberry varieties, and this is Wildwood, and he showcased Wildwood. He has lots of varieties at his place, including this one. Wildwood is really cool because from what I understand, it's an indeterminate one. It keeps going like an indeterminate tomato does. Doesn't put all its berries out and then be done, you know. Sometimes it will. But then you'll see on certain ones, you know, this is the end of September, guys. This one's still putting out new flowers, as well as has some green berries, and then some ripe berries. So this will keep putting flower and fruit all the way till frost. Elderberry is a fascinating plant. You know, this one tends to be, variety-wise, tends to be a little bit better for flower production because of the fact that it continues to bloom. But the berries aren't bad. We've been making syrup with them. So the elderberry hedge is evolving. And then, like I said, we've been dropping trees over in here before I get too far down. Dropped this pine that's covered in creeping Virginia all the way down, and gotta watch out because I cut it a couple years ago, so there's no leaves, but all this fresh tannish vine is the creeping Virginia, or what's the other name? Creeping Charlie? This vine here, this furry guy, that's some old poison ivy. And that stuff can stay volatile, the oils, for a couple years. So know your vines, know your leaves, especially if you're cutting firewood and doing other stuff. This stuff is pretty punky. We might do some hugelkultur stuff with it. It's just a little punkier than I'd like to put into the wood stove. Maybe burn some of it in the campfire. But if you look at it, I mean, look at that core. She dead. She very dead. And I dropped this one here, and check this one out, y'all. It was leaning hard, just like this one is, straight into the winter chicken run. And I've been practicing, and I've been learning a lot. Shout out to Buck and Billy Ray in his channel. Check out Buck and Billy. And dude's a badass. I love him, and he's so humble, so awesome, always about kindness and being good to your fellow man. Just a badass. I like his content. He's got a sweet old vintage Ford 4x4. Just total badass. But learning a lot about felling trees from him. And I dropped this sucker. She got a little bound up in this black walnut that we're going to keep because it keeps the farmers at bay. But it was leaning hard straight this way, and I still got it to come quite a bit this way without using ropes and pulleys and any help from anyone else, by just knowing how to cut. So thanks for teaching me stuff, Billy. But I dropped a couple other dead pines. All these are just dead pines that we gotta get out of here because we're trying to finish our ditch along the edge of the property. Again, most of our materials coming over, smooth out our ridge here, because we don't want the water coming into here, because we don't know what they're putting in these fields. And as we plant along the fence here, you know, we're going to put in berries and herbs and comfrey and other things that the chickens really like to eat, that we can harvest it and throw it right in. Just super easy, and also just feeding our flock from our landscape. But cutting a lot of stuff out here on the edge of the property, doing my best to instantly get it out of the farmers' ways so they can do their thing as well. Piling it all up, marking it out with the Mingo. That's what those yellow dots are. It's a really cool fire. I said that funny. Cool fire marking, a firewood marking tool. I cannot speak today, folks. All right, but check the Mingo out. I really like mine. You can get different gears on it. I should go find it. I wonder where I left it. Shush. Actually, I think I left it over here. But I just wanted to show everyone this one's coming down next. Probably today. Big dead walnut. Actually, I can't remember. It hasn't flowered or hasn't leafed out in like maybe 3 years. But I'm going to be dropping this sucker hopefully right into this kind of section where both farmers can't quite till and plant, because it's just an awkward little spot. And since they're using such large tilling tractors and tillers, they have these weird little voids where they can't quite get to. So yeah, just some updates. We're cutting a lot of trees down. The ones that ate too punky are going in the woodshed or getting primed, you know, staged. I might even leave a bunch of it, stack it better. I might bucket and then make walls of firewood where it can season. Obviously, the stuff on the bottom that's in contact with the ground is going to continue to wick moisture and stay wet. But anything more than like the third course up will season real nice. I did leave it out here. This is the Mingo. It's a really cool tool. Fumble. Down goes the YouTube peeps. Sorry about that. You can see where I marked this one here before I was rolling it. Already chopped up and ready to go. So it has a little gear with a wedge in it. You bring the wedge back to that little bar down in there. That little bar is connected to, got y'all going sideways, upside down, everywhere, the end of your marking paint tip. So as most folks probably know, all you have to do is push that side to side, up to down, whatever, and it'll shoot paint out for marking lines on like fields and stuff. So all you do, and I have an 18-inch wheel in here. That's what I like my firewood at. I set it all the way back. I set the marking end clean with my end, and then you just roll. Oh. And it puts your marks every 18 inches as that little wedge comes around and hits that little bar. It seems silly, but it's super efficient, super fast. You fell a tree, you know, I go through, limb them. I'll limb like 2 or 3 trees up, get them all like skimmed down like this. Just run down them with that, and then you just come back through, you know, buck them. It's just really efficient, really nice. You know, if you have kids like I do, mine are kind of young yet, but my 8-year-old, I'm going to get him doing stuff like that with me, to where like maybe after I'm done limbing it and I'm out of the way, he comes through with this and he marks it for me while I'm limbing another one. So, you know, real easy. You don't usually get it on yourself. I have like accidentally marked a boot once when I was kind of just literally running doing it. So you can accidentally paint your foot, but it's a pretty cool tool. It works really fast and just makes the process super efficient and easy, which is what the goal is. Always trying to make firewood easier. So I think we're going to be removing a lot of this top rail today, since the chickens aren't in this area. And I'm going to drop some more of these trees and get them cleaned up before the farmers seed this field, because so many of these pines are just dead standing. I mean, this one's trying to do something, but pines will never reshoot needles off of branches that have fully died, like this one and this one. So these are, in my opinion, unfortunately, because the white pine is a beautiful tree, they're useless as a windbreak tree. So we're bringing them all down. We're going to be making the chicken run safer for the chickens and for us to be in. And at the same time, we are opening up this canopy to replant this with the fruit and nut trees, herbs, and berry understory that we want, and will feed not only us, but the chickens as well. Stop. You want to say bye? Say bye, friends. Thanks for hanging. One more thing. Here. What, Ladybug excited? Yes, you are. Yeah. We have... Oh, you guys have already been digging them up. Ah, you stinkers. We got some potatoes that we need to get out of the ground before... You need to get out of my potatoes, dude. We got some golds in here and some purple potatoes. Look at that. Beautiful.